Everyone tense enough?
None of it's embarrassing.
All right.
Where do you want to go?
I don't mind.
Any stories you remember. That's the key for
You
me.
must have had to dig deep. Anyway, let's just do it. I'm too excited.
Now, on BBC One, a brand new look to launch the early evening lineup.
Today, I'm spending some quality time with a guest who's lived her whole life on our screens. But now it's her turn to put her feet up and have a watch. Singer, actress and all-round international treasure, we've unlocked the archive and handpicked our favourite footage from a career like no other. She's performed for everyone, from the Queen to Gordon the Gopher. And today she's going to tell us all about it. It's Kylie Minogue.
Wow!
So...
Has it started? Has it
We've
finished?
got Kylie-based clips.
Okay.
In fact, we're going to go...
It's like a lucky dip.
Yeah. I mean, do you ever watch your stuff back?
Rarely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have trouble watching some new stuff. Even if I'm filming, you know, shooting a video or a commercial or something, I kind of have a glimpse at the screen and then I go, I just don't want to see anymore.
Why?
It's like when you hear your voice back on an answer machine.
Yeah.
And you're going, oh, wait, no.
I don't sound like that.
Yeah, I'm sure I don't sound like that. So magnify that by, I don't know, however much.
Ready for the first clip?
Okay.
Hi world, welcome to a touch of paradise. Well, it's been a great year for me. I've travelled the planet, met a few odd people. I've had a fantastic time.
Remember this?
So how about you put your feet up, grab a cuppa, share it with me. Je ne sais pas pourquoi, as you may know, means I don't know why in French.
Why didn't they have me walking the other way? I'm trying to walk and talk back there.
But there's one thing I do know about, and that's my hometown. Let me introduce you to Melbourne. This is where it all started for me. It's a pretty long way from most everywhere. Seems as though it's quite close to the Antarctica at times, though.
Oh my
The city has about 3 million people, but it also has the charm of a small country town. It's a great place to grow up in. Maybe I'll see you there.
Right?
Like an ad for Melbourne.
So this was the Kylie collection, which
Yeah.
is the VHS thing that people bought at the time.
That it gives me the feels. It's very, very sweet. And I didn't know what I can tell I didn't know what I was doing.
Excusez-moi. Yes? Quelle heure est-il, s'il vous plaît?
I've not studied acting or done any drama school. I wasn't even in plays at school. I
Didn't even do Andrew?
No, I wasn't the stage kid. So I don't quite know how all of this happened. It's just...
But that's where you absolutely learnt on the job. You learned
I
as you went.
totally learnt on the job, which is why there's endless embarrassing moments in my career because I didn't have any training. I mean, it's worked. Somehow it's worked for me, but just learn on the job.
Well, I think there's something endearing about it as well, isn't it? I mean, I think from...
Let's hope so.
When you first start out, and I had the same thing, you say yes to everything, don't you? Is there anything else you remember from that time? Did you ever endorse an Aussie? Were you a Tim Tam girl?
I thought you were about to say that you endured, which could also be correct.
I remember I did something for Alton Towers when I was about 24.
I did something at Alton Towers.
And it was like in front of green screen, and I dread to think what the green
no, I
screen
was
would
on the
look like,
ride.
you know. Oh, were you?
Yeah.
I had to pretend to be. It should have been the other way around. I had to pretend to... I'm not an actor. I had to pretend to be on the ride going, hey, guys, it's pretty cool here, isn't it?
You didn't have too much say in it.
No, for sure.
You just had to do it.
We're going to go back now.
Back?
Right, yeah. If you thought that was possible. To, if I said 1979, what...
It's going to be one of two things.
Go on.
Sullivan's or Skyways.
Let's take a look.
Here we go. Oh my gosh.
Carla.
God.
You speak English? Ah, see, we can talk. Do not cry. I am not going to hurt you.
Oh.
I was hungry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir.
Please, take the food. I have more, see? Anyway, I'm getting too fat.
No, I'm sorry for stealing.
Please, take it.
You won't punish me?
Of course not.
Oh, 10-year-old Kylie's cute.
It's like cute.
You remember? You must remember that.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? When's the last time you saw that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. That's the Sullivans.
That's the
1979. People of a certain age will not know what the Sullivans is, but when I was a kid, if you were half term or if you were sick, then you got to watch the Sullivans.
So it was on at daytime?
Yeah, but it was huge.
Well, it was a big deal. It was the first show that I auditioned for, just because a friend of my mum's worked at the casting department of Crawford's, who made a lot of the Australian TV shows then. They were looking for a girl to play Carla in the show and asked my mum if she would take me and my sister in.
Yeah.
I was probably the right age. I don't really know why, but I did that, and it wasn't until I was 16 I asked my parents if I could try and do some more acting. It's Rosie Street!
So that is shame everyone for, isn't it?
It's just leaving. Oh, it's so touching. Oh, Madge is losing it.
Don't give it up. Yeah.
I'll be with you soon, okay?
I love you.
I love you too.
Getting more teary. Oh. Well,
Oh, man.
well, I don't think I've seen that. Maybe I never saw it. That was good.
There are moments where I've actually watched it and I've got a little bit teary as well.
Right, okay.
Was that actually the last scene you shot? Because it looked like you were pretty, I mean, I know you're acting, but it looked like you were pretty emotional there yourself.
That's pretty believable, actually.
Yeah, good job.
Well done. If it wasn't, it must have been close.
The thing that amazes me now is that your tenure there was only 2 years.
It wasn't that long. And at the start of that, I was just pleased to have a job. I still
You were
wasn't.
the
My
doll for a
intention
little
still
while,
was
right?
not to be famous. It was just to work.
That was the Neighbours Galactico period, you
Yeah.
know? So it started and it was Stephen Dennis, and then Guy Pearce comes.
Alan Dale.
Yeah. And then you've got Madge and Harold.
And then Jay Don at the end.
That was obviously a very special time. So when did it hit you that 15 million people watching it over here and it was playing
took
out twice a day?
Ages. It was very different today. It'd be probably hard for kids to grasp the concept that you couldn't just see what was happening. So for us, what's happening in England with our show was just this kind of far-flung mystery.
But did you realise you were onto something quite special in terms of the people you were working with?
Maybe I didn't really have time to think about it, which is good because one thing led to another, and then it was recording, and then it was a big decision for me to leave Neighbours.
Do you made it at the right time? I don't mean that as in what happened since, but 2 years on a gig that you obviously love must have gone quite quickly.
Yeah, I think it did.
Yeah. Do you make decisions in terms of your life and your career instinctively, or are you a sit-down and thinker?
No, I probably, the thinking's happening quietly at the back. Just, it's simmering away, takes a while, but I think that the actual decision just comes to me.
So I want you to welcome Kylie Minogue.
Oh my God! Stop it!
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now.
Look at the outfit! Oh my God!
Oh, you get to like it if you give it a chance now.
Come on, Dermot, you know the move.
So come on, do the London motion with me.
Clearly, not that experienced
No,
it
but here's the
before
thing,
me.
it goes back to what you were saying, like you learn on the job.
Looks like we were learning the steps on the job, to be fair.
Now, unlike Kylie, you didn't have fame in Australia. You found fame before.
Well, I think it's fantastic. You're a success. Congratulations.
ONJ.
What I think is
OMG, ONJ.
Olivia Newton-John.
Have you any advice for Kylie?
Well, it seems like she knows what she's doing, and she's got her feet on the ground, and she's got a fantastic start. She's got acting and singing, so she's very fortunate that she's good in both areas and can continue in either area she wants to. So just keep it up, love. You'll be right.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay.
Honestly, that's who I wanted to be. And then I got to kind of follow in her footsteps.
Yeah, for sure.
In real life, which is amazing.
Yeah. So you finished Neighbours.
Yeah. Then Locomotion was a big hit in Australia.
Yeah.
So the next logical step was to go to Stockcake Waterman.
And is it true that I Should Be So Lucky that they didn't know you were coming and they wrote it? Or is that just an urban myth?
So, no, it is true. Pete Waterman's the guy to tell the story, even if it's a bit exaggerated. We love it. We love him for it. So, no song was written. I was in reception. He says to Matt and Mike, there's this girl from Neighbours who we need a song. And they wrote I Should Be So Lucky.
And then you go upstairs and they play it to you, or?
Then I recorded it and then got on a plane.
No way.
So...
And when you got on the plane, were you thinking,
high.
listen, we'll see what happens with this?
Yeah,
or you
we'll see. I don't know if they knew in that moment that it was a hit song. I didn't know when I heard it.
No, for sure. I want to show you one more Terry-based performance.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, I'd feel remiss if I didn't.
Okay.
Especially for you.
Stop it.
Yep.
You've gone there. You had to go there.
We had to go there.
How I'm certain that
There he is. Come on, Jay.
you changed my life. You showed me the way.
Everything about it. Look at everything.
Waited long enough to find you. I wanna put all the hurt behind you. I wanna bring out all the love inside.
Well, here we go.
Now we're back together.
We could recreate this, you do realise. Oh, so true. There it is. Take us back.
I love the fact that the trees are trees that you wouldn't buy now if you were looking for a Christmas tree. The needles have fallen off half of those trees.
I don't know how many times we did that performance, but people have told me through the years, oh, we reenacted. Like, I'd get my brother or my sister to reenact the walk into the arms and the swing.
At the time, you couldn't have done an interview, whether it was on Wogan or on Saturday morning TV, without them going,
There's not a hint of romance here.
you must have been asked that question so many times.
We just kind of danced about it.
Yeah.
For years, actually, until we weren't together anymore.
See, nobody's going to believe all this. I mean, this is... Like, what do you think?
But Wogan was a massive show, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I would have gone into those kind of shows, even Top of the Pops. I didn't understand how important Top of the Pops was. We didn't have it in Australia.
Hi, I'm Kylie Minogue.
Kylie Minogue!
Kylie Minogue!
It's Kylie Minogue!
Top of the Pops over here was like you'd be bereft if you missed it.
I still love you.
Well, I think you have more pop culture here because more of it came from here.
Sure.
But like me as a 12, 13, 14-year-old listening to music, yeah, I did listen to Australian music, but that was more like rock or soft rock. So I think the pop culture here is just bigger.
Kylie Minogue on Going Live, the brand new song.
We had to look at Saturday morning TV because when I was a kid, Saturday morning TV was it, and you were on it all the time.
Love
and
Saturday morning TV.
Vital.
Kylie, welcome back. It's nice to see you.
I guess from a promo point of view, it was so important.
It was so important, and it was just seems like chaos looking back. Total chaos.
Good morning. Who's on one?
Hello,
Hello, who's that?
Thomas.
Hello, Thomas. Off you go with your question.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you never heard them on the phone, did you?
I don't think we heard them on the phone.
Do you get these poor kids to call up and ask the questions that you're probably not
No.
meant to ask?
I know the story the day 5-Star appeared, and it was the phone call. And then this guy said, picked up the phone, he said, my question for 5-Star, all live. I said, yeah, what's the question for 5-Star? He said,
I'd like to ask 5-Star where they're so
and it was the moment where almost the whole generation just went, what? Did he just... And our innocence was just shot.
What happened?
Sarah Green said.
Let's move on to line 3. Have you got a sensible question?
So we go from sort of the early 90s. You did 4 albums with Stockake and Waterman.
Yes, and a greatest hits.
After that, was it, you know what, I need to make a departure, do something completely different. Wow, what a great world there is. Let's experiment.
Basically, yeah. And I also have to put it in the context of the time. It was all that indie pop, you know, Bjork, Blur. I mean, it was just a completely different time to late 80s.
But A, how great that you were able to change gear and be accepted changing gear.
Well,
And
that's
then-
a small miracle, I think, because
I wouldn't talk yourself
that wasn't.
down.
No, but it was. I mean, the first single from Deconstruction Era was "Confide in Me," which is a great song.
Yeah.
Had a great video. Got a little bit lost throughout some of my time there, but I'm forever grateful that I've been able to find a way
Sure.
to play with it or
Well,
be
the nice
part
thing
of
is
it.
it's always seemed like it's felt quite organic and quite natural, and you just go in, you know what, let's do this and let's have a look over it. You know,
Yeah.
these are the things that inspire me.
Yeah.
So I really want to find out about this.
Okay.
You like my sense of style.
German bold italic. I love
Oh,
this.
it's so racy. Oh my God, I can't. Don't
This
look,
is-
Dermot.
You like my sense of style.
I feel a bit shocked just watching that. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. I've not seen this again.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so
Now we're a gay icon.
now, I mean, the first thing I remember is that wig weighed a ton. Like, I can't even tell you, a ton, because there was so much extra stuff in it. And when there was a tiny break to just, you know, have 5 minutes after lunch or something, there's no way I could. I think I ended up just kind of resting like this. God, it actually looks really fresh.
So were you just up for absolutely anything at that time?
I was into it. I was trying it.
But if you didn't experiment, you probably wouldn't be doing what you're doing now if you'd have carried on doing the same pop music.
And I think I've always done that, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, but...
It's kind of the point, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
But that requires an awful lot of holding your nerve.
Yeah, some bottle.
So when you went back and you signed to Parlophone, how did you work out what that sound was going to be? Because
We just all knew.
that in itself was going to be a risk. So can I go back and go...
No, I don't think any of us thought that was a risk.
Really?
I'd had enough. I even had Nick Cave saying to me, "Where's the pop songs?" Okay, right, yeah, where are the pop songs? And actually, he was so instrumental in me, you know, the penny dropping and being ready to do that when we were at the Poetry Olympics. He was asked me to recite the words to "I Should Be So Lucky."
Mm-hmm.
Not my usual audience. I was in a tracksuit, top, no bra. Like, I think I had short hair. I was just, you know, it was that phase. And so I just said, in my imagination,
There is no hesitation.
I felt this ripple, this murmur through the audience, and I just, in that split second, I thought, we're good, this is going to work.
I should be so lucky. Lucky, lucky, lucky. I should be so lucky in love. Thank you.
It felt like in that moment I was meeting the girl that I'd been trying to kind of get away from. I'm not just that person, I want to be someone else.
Sure.
And being face to face with her and saying, "You're okay, let's do this together, let's go forward." So the move to Parlophone, we're all saying the same thing. Let's do pop, like mega pop. That's great. Yeah.
I love the Blue Monday mix for this as well. So good.
So good, right? amazing choreography. Wow, it's epic. That's one of the moments where everything came together with that song, the proper video, that performance, where you just go, I have nothing to say. Like, I will pick stuff to pieces all day long, but there's moments where you go, wow.
Those two albums, those sort of comeback albums, that must have been a very special time for you.
It was an amazing time. It was a really busy time. You know, we were on a bit of a roll, but I can't say that without acknowledging the work that leads you to that. Working with the right people, being committed and putting yourself out there, and a little bit of luck. You know, I look at the kind of the peaks and valleys of my career, and you don't like it when it's down, but then
but it defines you when it's down, doesn't it? Defines
oh my
you.
God, yes, so important.
We've only got time for one more,
Okay.
and I wanted to bring it right up to date. So can we take a look, please?
Ah, I love her so much.
She is.
Look at her resplendent.
Great outfit.
Look at that outfit. I mean, seeing it on the screen this big, that is wonderful.
I'm hearing you just there. I can't pretend that I don't care.
Something about the Albert Hall as well, right?
Oh, it's magical.
Caution, caution, amber lights still can't get you off my mind. Don't know how, I don't know where, but we're becoming more than friends. Getting closer to the edge, stop me from falling. Yes.
Opening the show for the Queen's birthday.
I was thankful to open the show. I mean, I find some of my not so good performances are when there's just a lot of time waiting.
Too much time to think.
Too much time to think. I mean, I've had some absolute shockers.
There
So I
she
was
is,
glad
look.
there she is.
She's clapping.
Glorious.
She's happy.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kylie. You enjoyed it?
I've loved it.
I've loved it too.
I mean, it just brings, it not only, oh God, where do I start? So it's memories, and it makes me think of people, and especially going back to the early stuff, you know, 10, 11-year-old me, just, I mean, life's a funny one, isn't it? You just, as Forrest Gump said, you just never know what you're going to get. And I didn't know I'd end up here.
Just one last question. What would your, because people often say, what would you say to your 16-year-old self? What would your 16-year-old self say to you?
That's a great one. I'll probably say, you did all right. Wow, you might not have seen half of that coming, but you've done pretty well. Well done. What's next?
Thanks, Kylie.
Thank you so much.
Great.